Hey there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's card making video, I am playing with a 3D embossing folder. This is the embossing folder of the month from Spellbinders for April 2023. It's the Patchwork embossing folder, and I had a really good idea to use this folder just by its very own design. So you can see it's divided up into little sections. So I thought it'd be fun to ink this up and use those different sections. So I'm going to work on this side, which is the recessed part. The other side is where the images are raised up. So you want the part where the images are like going down into the folder if you want to repeat or duplicate the look that I'm going for. So I'm inking that up with Distress Oxide Ink Villainous Potion. I'm going to give it a little spritz, 2 spritzes, just a mist over that to I don't know, just help it transfer better, and the paper does better in embossing folder if it's a little misted. So that's why I did that. I'm running this through my die cutting machine with my universal platform system. All you need is the base platform and plate D to run the Spellbinders 3D embossing folders. There is a chart on the website for Spellbinders. If you have embossing folders from other companies, it'll give you like how to build your sandwich if it's different. So, okay, we're gonna do 4 different colors. So now we have Dusty Concord, and again, just rubbing this lightly over that embossing folder, and you can see it's inking up the part that's pressed down and not the images that are raised up. Next, we're going to do Uncharted Mariner. So I got the idea to do blues and purples from a painting that my daughter did, and I have it hanging in my stamp room. And so I walked by it thinking, what colors should I do for this card? And I saw it, so that's why I did pink and purple. Really, it's pinkish purple, purple, and blue, really. So I did a second embossing when I did the blue because I thought there's so much ink left here. I'm going to spritz it again and run another piece of paper through, and it's such a good idea so you don't waste all that ink just washing it away. So I did that with the last 2, but didn't quite think of it in time for the first 2 colors. So use it again. Look how much ink is there. So I did this one. It's a little bit lighter. It's so gorgeous. I really love the second run. So do that, and then we're going to cut these apart. We're going to cut the sections right on the line. You can see that it embosses a line between all of these different divided sections of the pattern. And I just thought it would be really cool to do those in different colors. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to cut every section apart on all 4 of my panels. Now, the 2 that were like the second runs, I'm going to save those to do something else with. But for these, I'm cutting them apart, and then I'm just going to make a pile of each color. And then we're going to start like mixing and matching and building up a new background so that each card has some of each. So I started with the background in one color, and then you can see I'm just grabbing one thing from the next pile, building my card by going around that center piece. Now, I decided that one piece needed to be flush with something. So I'm going to do this piece that goes in the top left-hand corner. That one is going to be flush with the top and flush with the side, because I know by hand cutting these and putting them in the embossing folder, even though I try to get them in the center each time, that there's going to be some variation in my backgrounds. So I'm going to do these 3 pieces are standard. Now, the other pieces are ones I felt I could trim if I needed to, if they overhung the edge. So those are the ones that are the most like versatile pieces that I could do that with. So let's put the pieces together, and this one does overhang the last piece you see there, and I can cut that one flush with the edge of the card to complete it. And you will have some places where there's spaces in between your different panels, and that's okay to have a little space there, but one of mine did have kind of a big gap. I'll show you that one, but I'm just showing you how each of these is going to look. Because I did 4 different colors, I can easily do 4 different cards. So I have them ready to go just by embossing those 4 different panels. All right, so here's the last one. You can see how this is going to go, and I never repeat the color that's in the middle on the outside edge. So here's all four. You can see this one had pretty big gap, which only made a design decision for me. That's where my sentiment's going to go. And then this one fit together pretty good, but this one you can see is a little bit shorter than the one behind it. My panel, my bottom piece didn't quite go all the way to the edge of the card, so I actually trimmed the whole bottom of the card just a tiny bit. All right, so let's work on that sentiment. This is the clear stamp of the month for April 2023, and I'm going to use this little like frame piece, and I'm going to emboss it with white powder, and I'm going to do that on 4 different colors of cardstock that kind of coordinate with the colors that I'm using. And this looks really pink, this piece right here, but it's a little, it kind of goes with that pinkish purple Dusty Concord more than it appears to right here. It's the closest color I had in my stash, so I went with it. And then I'll do a dark purple, I'll do a dark blue, and then kind of that seafoam greenish blue color right here, which is my favorite color. Love it. All right, so that's embossed, and we have one more to go, and then we have a die to cut these out. So if you're not familiar with the kits of the month from Spellbinders, I'll have a link for you in the description box below so you can check out all the different kits, because they have Glimmer Hot Foil, large dies, small dies, stitching dies. Oh my word, stitching dies. They have embossing folders like the one we're using is 3D, but they also have a plain embossing folder of the month. So lots of choices. They have a kit of the month, like a card making kit. It's really cool. And you subscribe, you get them in the mail, and then whenever you don't want one, you just go on to your subscription and let them know. All right, I'm stamping out some sentiments to fill in my little frames. I have 2 that are happy birthday to you and 2 that say thanks for just being you. So those will be the sentiments for my cards. I feel like this set of cards could be a gift that you give someone, or it's just nice to have cards like these on hand that you can send out. Plus, I also have relatives that come to my house to get cards to mail to their friends. So it's nice to have happy birthday and thanks on hand. Those are always the ones people are looking for. So, all right, we'll glue these in place. And I just like having the sentiment on the colored frame. That is, you know, something a little extra special. And all 4 of my sentiments are going to go exactly in the same spot because, you know, I had to cover up that one card that had the gap. So why not just do them all the same, right? Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And then we will have all 4 of our cards that could just be done and ready to go. And you can see what all 4 of them look like right here. They're so pretty. So fun, this embossing folder. But I decided they did need a little embellishment, and I had a whole bunch of enamel dots, so I thought I would go ahead and use them. They seem to coordinate enough with the colors I chose and just add an extra element of shine that I think this card needed because you have those like really inky backgrounds, and I love how it has some darker areas of ink and lighter areas of ink. It's really fun, but I like to have a contrast, and that is the shiny element on this card. So let's move on to the blue. I have a dark blue that I'm adding, and I just think these are really fun. And you could also add some gems. I toyed with doing gems, but I thought these dots with a matchy color were really fun. So here we go, adding all the enamel dots. If you'd like to see more videos with Spellbinder Club Kits, I already put a video out featuring the large die of the month, and I also use the other embossing folder of the month and the stamp set again. So I'll link that for you at the end of this video so you can watch that one next. I made some shaker cards with them, and it's a really cool die set. So here are all 4 of the cards. You can see them all finished, and they are 5 by 7, which I had not yet mentioned in this video, but I wanted to showcase as much of the embossing folder as I could on these cards, so that's why I made them large, and I'm just really loving that larger size A7 card right now. So there you go. I thank you so much for stopping by and letting me share this fun technique with the 3D embossing folder. Also, if you want ideas for 3D embossing folders, I have a video that shows you 10 techniques with 3D embossing folders. I will link that video at the end for you as well. It's one of my most popular videos, so I hope that you enjoy it, and I will see you right back here very soon with another video. So feel free to subscribe if you're new here, and of course I love to chat with you in the comments below. So I'll see you there. Happy stamping. Bye.